So these teams so far, the one spot, McCaffrey, Diggs, Waddle, McBride, Higgins. The 2 slot, CeeDee Lamb, Chris Olave, Mike Evans, James Cook, Mixon. I hate these wide receiver teams. That I don't like the running backs. I don't like. I hate having Mixon and James Cook. I think this is the one year that we're going to see in hindsight and retrospect everybody and their mother in 2025 once they look at all the data, the winners, everything. I think we're going to see a bit. I predict we're going to see a big shift in wide receiver heavy. Just because the wide receivers, there are so many good wide receivers like Pickens, for example, guys that you can grab later. DK can be your number 1. And I know he's going in round 3 here, but Pickens is going in 4. Cooper Kupp's going in 4 or 5. You got some of the rookies. There's just a lot of wide receivers. I think balance is going to be what a lot of people preach coming out of 2024. Because I'm looking at all these people that are just repeating what previous winners have done, and they have no RBs. RBs are going to be a little bit more dry this year to some degree. And I'm not liking a lot of these wide receiver people. Their teams look awful. I need to grab somebody. I'm going to time out. Damn it. I guess I'll go Kyle Pitts. Damn it. I'll go bully tight end.
Ugh.
Damn it. Damn, I was rushing myself. Okay. So, let me go back to this screen right here. Big board. Patrick Mahomes, Kyron Williams, JJ, Hollywood Brown, Sam Laporta, Kyle Pitts. I like it. How you guys like that team?
I think it's fire. Speaking of RBs, who do you think is going to be the RB of the New York Giants?
I mean, Singletary's the guy, but I don't know. I don't think it matters. I mean, Saquon Barkley struggled to be, as good as he is. He struggled big time. So I don't. As much as Singletary was really good last year, we saw Singletary struggle in Buffalo. So if he struggled in Buffalo in a much better offense than the Giants, and if Saquon Barkley struggled with the Giants, then I think we're just likely going to see him, unfortunately, not be what he's capable of being. It's unfortunate.
Well, he struggled in Buffalo because Buffalo's running scheme sucks.
Well, I don't think he's going to find the Giants scheme. That's my point. I think we're going to see what we saw in Buffalo happen to him again in New York. Just kind of like underutilized, unfortunately. Just a replication of his previous days. 5 picks away. Top picks. Let me get a jump on this now. So Jordan Love's available. Brock Bowers is available. I already have 2 tight ends. So Hopkins, Connor, JSN, Deontay Johnson, Chris Godwin, Brian Thomas Jr., Aaron Jones, Jordan Addison. Those are the top guys available. What are you guys thinking here? Tebow's got a pick, so he can't really give me an invite.
No, I know. I love your team. You just took my Kyle Pitts there. I had him queued up there, ready to go there. But I was trying to go for the Bijan, Kyle Pitts, and Penix with my last pick stack. But
I like that.
Now I've got to divert.
I like that.
And why Penix? He ain't gonna play for 2 years.
Ron's gonna hate Penix Jr. all year long.
I don't hate him. He can sit behind, and he's got the perfect opportunity to learn from one of the best, Kirk Cousins. So when he does get a chance to play, when he's 20, 25, 26, or something like that.
Ron, I'm representing our Steelers.
I saw you pick Pickens.
All right, I need a running back here.
You need a running back.
How high are you on James Conner?
No, did I time out? No, I didn't. Okay, good. I went JSN. because the wide receivers are kind of thinning out, and
I would have taken Addison.
yeah, well, wasn't he gone?
Yeah.
He was gone.
Yeah. Somebody was smart.
So JSN, Hollywood Brown, Jefferson, pretty formidable wide receiver crew. And that's what I'm saying, like these guys that are going wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver. And it's not like if best player available dictates that, I'm totally fine with it. 100% fine with it. But when people force it just because they're, the previous winners had, went wide receiver, like you can't translate everything. Like what I'm trying to say is like my JJ, Hollywood Brown, and JSN are going to hang with those teams so much that because I'm dominating these other positions so hardcore. If JJ, Hollywood Brown, and JSN can hold a candle to the wide receiver drafted team, then my Mahomes and Kyron and Laporta, Kyle Pitts will absolutely just put a nail in the coffin. I'm 100% a more balanced approach underdog best ball than anybody else you'll probably find. I'll take best player available. Best player available will 100% dictate what I'm going to do, but more times than not, I'm looking for balance at every turn. If all things are equal, I'm trying to draft balance. This whole stacking of one position is not smart. It's worked, but you know why it's worked though? And this is where I think a lot of the data crunchers are going to come back a year from today and they're going to give you a different story. The reason it's working is because 80% of all the teams are doing this. So the odds of a winner having stacked wide receivers is probably at least 8 or 9 out of 10 or 12 of the teams. All right, I'm on the clock here.
Jeez.
Oh, I love this. Trey Benson, baby. Trey Benson, Kyron Williams, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Jefferson, Hollywood Brown. Got a little stackage going on there. JSN, Sam Laporta, Kyle Pitts. Just straight filth.
Do you believe I've only done one so far?
No, I don't buy that for a second.
Yeah, I did. No, I've only done one. And I
Really?
started out with at the 6th pick. I started out going Bijan, Achan.
I like it.
That was my first two.
I like it. See, I'm not
then,
scared to do that. I'm not scared to do that at all.
And then I ended up with Ford and Dillon as two running backs. But I don't have a real. I got Tank Dell in the 4th. I got Neighbors, Dell, Pickens, Addison, Sutton, Franklin, and my boy Roman Wilson.
Nice.
I got him like way down. But
Nice.
I also four tight ends in this one draft: Bowers, Freiermuth, Jonas Smith, and Chig.
Nice job.
Four-
What do you got?
Yeah.
Let me see so far what Tebow has in this one. Let me see. Tebow. I'm going to pull up Tebow's team right here on screen here.
Uh-oh.
So here's Tebow's team. He's got Stroud, Bijan, Harris, Najee Harris. Good little tripod there. Nico Dell. Wow. Okay. You got Nico Dell, Stroud, and you still got Bijan. And that's nice, bro. You did a good job.
I kind of like it.
I like your squad
I like
a
it.
lot.
It's
I
a
like your
nice-
squad a lot.
That's a super
I
set.
knew you were going to take. I knew you were going to take Trey Benson, though.
Yeah.
I knew he wasn't going to fall to me.
Yeah. But let me go back to your team. It switches on me when a draft selection happens. But Nico Dell, George Pickens, and Jamison Williams. You got 3 really good receivers. Considering, like that was a nice job. Your team's really solid. Now, who else is on the phone here?
This is my.
Bob, you got anything? John S, you got anything? Speak up if you have a question, bro.
Well, I tried asking earlier, like, how high are you on James Conner?
So not high that I'd take Benson over him all day long. But it's not that I don't want to cuff the two, and I think there's definitely a potential that we get, a ton of starts out of Connor to start the year. But they drafted Trey Benson to be their future. And it's just a matter of like how long does it take for
Connor's turning 30
Oh,
years
God.
old.
Did I fucking... Oh, what did I do?
I'm going to take Eckler here just to give myself a little bit of a shot at something wild happening. So Mahomes, Kyren, Benson, Eckler, JJ, Hollywood, JSN, and then Laporta and Kyle Pitts are my double bully tight ends.
So last year I did. I won my championships. Speaking of your strategy, I did the first 3 picks were all wide receivers. I took Justin Jefferson, then I took St. Brown, and I took CeeDee Lamb. But that was in a redraft PPR.
How did you get CeeDee Lamb and Jefferson?
And it's a 10-person league.
Oh, okay.
This kind of league, we value quarterbacks more. But I think a lot of leagues.
Oh, you're not talking about best ball. You're talking about.
Nah, talking about.
Yeah, you're talking about.
Redraft.
No offense, bro. You're talking about a Mickey Mouse draft, though. You got Lamb and JJ in the same draft. Like, what in the hell?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I won the league real easy after week 11
with no trades.
Well, of course, JJ.
Yeah, the only stupid trade I made was I shouldn't say it was stupid. It kind of helped out both teams. I got rid of Ayuk and Gibbs after Gibbs was not doing that well. They needed better. I got rid of those 2 to get Mike Evans and Brian Robinson. But I didn't play Brian Robinson that much because I wanted to play Williams and James Conner.
All right, hang tight real quick, guys. Let me just go over this draft real quick. So it went Christian McCaffrey, CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Bijan Robinson, Justin Jefferson, A.J. Brown, Puka Nacua, Breece Hall, Marvin Harrison Jr., who's going in round 1 now. And I don't think that might be one of our guys. I don't know. But I think he's going in 11, 12, 13, 14 range. I think this whole idea of trying to get damn. So here, let me give you guys an example real quickly. I'm on the clock right here. You can see me down there. You can also see that that I own Kyren. Here's a place where I'm looking at wide receivers. Nobody's popping out. I already got 2 tight ends. I'm not really worried about these quarterbacks right here. And Blake Corum is the 4th running back available. And given that I do have Kyren, this is a smart move, regardless of, any feelings we have about whether or not he's going to take, have a chance to even take work from him. In best ball, it's a smart move to capitalize on cuffing, and there's no doubt about Blake Corum having amazing cuff value. There's no doubt about it at all. It's just a matter of some people think he's going to take 50% of the workload. I do not, but now I have at least Kyren, Benson, Eckler, Blake Corum, and having the Kyren Corum cuff in a way almost makes it to where if I want to, especially in an 18-round draft like this, and it's not 20, if I want to, I could literally almost ignore running back the rest of the way. I'll probably take one more. I could take more, but I probably don't need to because of this cuffing situation I got going on. It puts me in a pretty safe situation. But I think because Eckler's older and Trey Benson may or may not get starts right away, I might take one more back. But anyway, it's a nice little cuffing situation. But I got Mahomes, JJ, Hollywood Brown, JSN, Sam Laporta, Kyle Pitts. Freaking unbelievable squad. I love it.
Eckler's your new tomorrow, huh?
Somebody asked that a minute ago, who's a good late grab, and Eckler is he's kind of an Alvin Kamara this year. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if, I don't want to say Moon Man material, but given you can get him so late, where did I get him in this draft? I got him in the, 7th, 8th, 9th round. I mean, yeah, he might be the Kamara.
Yeah, because you took almost every draft you were taking Kamara last year, so
yeah.
This year is going to be Eckler.
I kind of feel like, what's the harm in round 9? But anyway, so in round one, everybody can see round one up above. I'm putting it in board mode now. I think the biggest reach was St. Brown at 5 is high. That's as high as I've seen him go. That is extremely high. Doesn't mean he can't earn it, but like he's going before JJ, he's going before Bijan, he's going before Breece Hall in this draft. That's kind of, I don't want to say out of pocket, but it's definitely like a little bit wild. Could he earn that? Absolutely, but I just haven't seen that. I'm going to go Dotson here. I want another wide receiver. So that's probably the pick that stands out the most as the biggest reach. As we get into the draft a little bit, I think Marvin Harrison Jr. at 11 is definitely early, but I still think he can earn it. I just think we have to try and be careful. If this is not his newfound ADP, we can't force it there. We want to get him at 12 or 13, 14, 15 as long as we can. And you start taking him at 11, and it's like, you're taking him at near his ceiling, so he has to deliver. Not that he can't, but he has to deliver there. So hopefully that's just a very eager beaver in this draft, and we don't see him cementing into 10 and 11. But he certainly could be that good. And then Breece Hall at 10, that is probably the steal of this entire round. Breece Hall is capable of being 4, 5, 6 to me. And I think if you get him at 10, it seems like that isn't the craziest thing that I've seen. I've seen it happen before. You can almost get Breece Hall and Gibbs together, which is awesome.
This is the first year that I've seen Breece.
Go ahead, Perks.
Ron?
No, I said this is the time I've seen Breece in the first round.
Really? He's in the first round every draft. This year. This is the first. Seen him in the first round. Oh, yeah, but yeah. He normally goes in the top 6, 7. That's crazy. He's falling to 10 now. Okay, so then in round 2, it goes Drake London. That's the biggest reach. I hate to say it. I love Drake London. You guys know he's my boy. He's a Mars man. So there's no doubt about it. I love him, but good God, like we're drafting him as entire, complete ceiling. It sucks. I'm not saying I wouldn't take him, but I'm just saying it sucks, You see Jahmyr Gibbs fall to 14. That's crazy. That's amazing. That's the best value probably in the entire draft so far, Jahmyr Gibbs at 14. And you know why? Because Marvin Harrison's climbing up, and that's bumping him down. So, good news and bad news. Harrison goes higher than we want. Gibbs is falling into a top of round 2 territory, which is great. Barkley's fantastic at 15. That's about perfect. JT's good at 16. I don't mind that at all. That package is in some risk too. Adams in 17. Kyren definitely falling. I love it. 18. Kyron's a mid-second. He'll probably go, I think, end of the second round by the end of the week or so. Like right around. I think we're going to see him continue to fall. Hard to say for sure, but it does feel like he's going to continue to fall and fall and fall and fall, which is really the best news we've heard. I'm going to time out here. I'll go Leggett because I'm going to time out. I didn't even know who was there. So Kyren at 18 and Gibbs at 14 are the 2 steals of this draft. London's the biggest reach. Not saying he can't earn it, but that's definitely drafting him at a ceiling. Nico at 19 still way too high for me. Debo at 20. It's a little high, but it's still like when all the wide receivers are getting scooped up. I'll be honest with you. He's the guy I like the most when on the clock right there at 20. I don't like Ayuk more. I don't like Olave more. I could like Olave more, but right now I don't. I do like that they drafted Rattler, but I think Olave is kind of like a third-round project for me that I'm willing to take on, no doubt about it, but second round, not so much. Achane at 21 is fantastic. He continues to fall. Him and Kyren are falling because of their handcuffs, and I think that will continue. I believe Kyren and Achane will both be at 24, 25 at that second, third-round turn by a week or two's time. It takes a little while for the ADP data to really kind of formulate because people are drafting right now off of the most recent share of ADP data, so they're influenced a little bit. And so there's an adjustment period as this just opened up. The Best Ball Mania just opened up. So the ADP is still kind of solidifying. Diggs at 24 is still way too high. Waddle at 25 is just way too high. Mike Evans, look, he could deliver there. Jacobs a steal at 27 in the third round. Malik Neighbors, I'm not a fan of that in redraft best ball when he doesn't have a quarterback. I think it's too high. DJ Moore, he could earn that. Tank Dell, I love that he's in the middle of round 3 now. That's where he needs to be. The later the better. Even if he fell to the bottom of 3, I like that. Laporta, I took Laporta. I think that's a good value. Some people say it's too early. I think third round's fine for him. DK Metcalf's good. I almost like DK Metcalf as much as like Debo. So if you do wait on your wide receiver 1 until round 3, DK's a perfect player to grab. Pittman Jr. is too high for me. I know I'm always hating on Pittman Jr., but it's just I don't love him as my third drafted player. I just don't. I never will. I'll never draft him as my third drafted player, but doesn't mean he can't earn it. It's too high for me. I'm on the clock. Hold on one second.
That last pick was for you, Mr. Ron Navy. Roman Wilson to the moon.
I'll take Stafford there. Okay, so then in let's see, we're Josh Allen, end of round 3. That's a fantastic value there. Devontae Smith at the end of round 3, fantastic. Derrick Henry, the last pick in round 3 is great value. Cooper Kupp at the top of round 4, 4.1 is great. Jalen Hurts is a steal in the 4th round. 4.1, 4.2, 4.3 could be win a league value right there. Lamar, he could earn that. I don't take him there, but he could earn that. Travis Kelce, look, anywhere in round 4 is pretty damn good. I think he does miss maybe some games, but I think he could definitely muster up one more pretty darn good top 2 tight end season. He might not be the same guy, but he could still probably have like a 10 or 12 touchdown season with a little bit less yards or something. And at the end of the day, it's like not that much different. And he's just getting fed. ETN, top 5 running back last year, gets no respect. I'm fine with round 4. Mahomes, one of the steals of the draft. I took him in the middle of round 4. I like him at the top of 5, but I was never going to get him back, especially drafting with some of the like-minded people in here. Rashad White, too high for me, but I get it, and he was amazing last year. I don't know. I'm a little hesitant to draft him ahead of a few of the guys still available is really what it comes down to. It doesn't necessarily mean I don't like him. Pickens was great value, middle of round 4. Pacheco, very solid value, but there is some concern that the Chiefs definitely make you think one thing coming out of a season and then do the complete opposite. But it seems like they have found their guy, but he's very injury prone, runs very hard. I'm just concerned a little bit about using a pick when, let's say, you can still get a McBride. You can still get a, it's kind of thinning out. That's actually not bad value. James Cook, I'm not going near as a 4th drafted player or even 5th drafted player. That's just me. This team doesn't use the running back consistently. We just talked about that a minute ago. Trey McBride, end of round 4. I like him better in 5, but that's still, that is practically 5.1 essentially. So Trey McBride. T. Higgins, not bad value in the round 5 territory. I'm on the clock again. Let's see here. I'm going to take another quarterback, and I'm going to take him no, he's at the top of it, I guess. I took Fields. So I got Matthew Stafford and Fields as my 2 backups behind Mahomes. I feel pretty good about that. I always want 3 QBs. I always want 3 really decent QBs in a best ball draft. I don't care if it's 18 rounds or not. I do not. Look at all the injuries we had last year. I had AR5 and Joe Burrow as the only 2 QBs on a few teams, and those teams got cooked. And they had a really good shot to, and we'll never even know. Some of those teams, I do so many drafts, I can't even look at everything, right? You don't even know like what teams off of your running back strategy would have cooked everybody to pieces. But like you lose your 2 QBs and you'll never know how good that team was going to be. That's why I think some of the data is crazy that people spit out. Like the guy that won last year went wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver. So everybody's like, there we go, we got to do that. When maybe this guy that went running back missed by a hair because he just didn't build his QB room right. Round 5, I'm just going to do a quick glance now, just kind of sweep it. Round 5, I'm going to say lot of question marks. That's where things get crazy dicey. Kenneth Walker's pretty damn good at the end of round 5. I like that value. Joe Burrow round 6 is fantastic. Ramondre Stevenson, I don't know if that's his ADP, but I do like him somewhere around there. Najee Harris, why is Najee going in round 7?
That's great value.
Because he's a stud.
No, why is he going in round 7? Not what is he? What do you think he's?
Trust him.
That's a stupid dumb ADP. I don't know what, like, as much as there's concern or whatever, I don't understand how he's fallen that far. JSN, Najee, Zamir White, even Hopkins is kind of nice in this round. Some could say that Swift's good value there. I still think he gets hurt or something, but. And then round 8, we're looking at Jordan Love, fantastic value. Trey Benson, Jameson Williams. Trey Benson's my favorite pick in this round. I know it's my pick, but that's why I did it. Mostert's pretty damn good value in round 8. That's giving him no respect from last year and saying that he can't even do it for a little bit of time. I know he's older, but that's good value, especially if you grab Achane. You get Mostert and Achane, and then you get Wright. You kind of lock down. Then you only need like 2 other running backs in a way. Brock Bowers, love the value in round 8, 9. Jonathan Brooks is fantastic at the beginning of 9. I like that a lot. I think Eckler and Jaylen Warren are nice in the hundreds where they just got taken there. Eckler was my pick. Let me see if I can go to... Let's scroll down a little. Round 11, we've got... Jaden Daniels is so intriguing. Dotson was my selection. I like that one. Gabe Davis is kind of intriguing. Kirk Cousins is good value in double-digit rounds. I mean, how do you not like that value? Leggett, Wright. Let's see here. Now it's just getting dicey. I love Luke Musgrave in round 13. I think Zach Charbonnet's intriguing around 13. I think Ben Sinnott's great in round 14. Justin Fields I took in round 14. I like that pick too, obviously. Ray Davis is intriguing around 15. And then I'm on the clock, right? Damn it, I'm going to time out.
I was looking at your team and just trying to figure out who you might have picked there. So
I just took Malachi because I was timing out.
I wanted to try and get you back off of all those snipes. You took Justin Fields, Jahan Dotson. You killed all my stacks that I was trying to build.
Yeah, as you can tell, and Ron knows this firsthand. I don't look at anybody's stat. I just draft who I want.
No, I can tell.
I know I'm probably stepping all over things, but interesting.
No, he's very calculated. He does it on purpose.
No, I don't know what his team. I don't have time. I barely get my pick in, Ron. There's zero chance I know who Tebow has or even remember. But these.
I just like this.
No, I know.
I think somebody in the comments mentioned Herbert still hasn't been taken. I don't know. I feel like that's a steal.
Oh, no, he was taken.
No, Justin Herbert
was taken in the 11.
They don't. They probably meant Khalil Herbert, bro.
15.
Yeah, so it's good draft. Sorry it took so long to get this going, guys. Everyone was waiting for a while. I apologize, but looking good. This is a fun draft. I love the Best Ball Mania is back, and I'll do it like this more next time. I'll put it on. I'll get the browser going instead of my phone. My phone's more convenient, but I keep having issues with it. So we'll go this route.
Is this the year that we see JSN supersede Tyler Lockett? I know he signed like a 2-year, $34 million deal, but like, what's his ceiling? Is it Devontae Smith? Is like this the year he starts putting up real points, real targets, real catches?
You know, that might
JSN?
Such a good question. To be honest with you, I maybe this is one of those bias answers that I know is bias. I want to say JSN takes over. I want to say this guy's an old man, but he somehow Lockett just stays around and he doesn't get tackled. I swear to you, watch him play football, And once you look for it, you can never unsee it. He doesn't get tackled. He does not get tackled. He falls down and gives up. And it's smart, but it just bothers you once you start seeing it. You're like, I can't unsee it. He catches the ball, sees two defenders, and just flops to the side. And you're like, oh, he slipped. But it's over and over and over. He doesn't even play football. He just plays catch. That's why he stays healthy. But you got to think JSN gets in there. He's so much more talented than Lockett at this stage in Lockett's career, but it's biased to say that you think it's going to go one way or another. We really don't. We really have no clue. I wish I could tell you a good answer, but I can't. We just got to wait and see. Who has Breece Hall? Debo, do you have Breece Hall?
I do not.
All right, I was going to snipe. Let me go Brandon. I'm going to go Brandon Rice. I didn't want to snipe on purpose. I didn't want to take him if you had him.
No, right on.
But I moved on by that. So I went Brandon Rice. That probably sniped you.
Yeah, my boy Vidal got taken right before that, but I'll go with Garendo here.
I like Garendo. It's a great pick.
I think he's got a shot in SF. To at least get a little bit of opportunities.
I like Garendo a lot. I do. My team is pretty damn good. I like it. I think it's pretty damn good. I need a extra tight end and maybe an.
Yeah, your team looks great considering about 5 of the picks should be on my team.
Yeah, then it really looks good, huh?
Yeah, it's a great team. No, good draft. This is fun.
Let me see where man,
is it just you and me though from the channel in the room though?
I don't know.
And do we determine?
I don't think so. I think this guy's ours. Jason, Tebow. I don't know. I think Wilkes is ours too. I'm not positive though.
Wilkes.
I don't recognize everybody's handle. It's not all the same. So, but sometimes like Superfish or somebody like that will have the same name and it's easy to tell. But sometimes it's not easy to tell.
No, totally. Malik Washington, good pick there in the 17th. Nice one.
Zay Jones is out there, guys. He's like literally in this draft and also in the NFL.
He's free.
He's free because he doesn't have a job. So I'm coming up on my pick. Tebow, you got to go, though. Tebow, you're probably not taking another tight end, right?
No, I'm not going.
You kind of can't. You kind of can't. You kind of can't. In an 18 player draft, you can't mess up that and have to take another one. So you have to. You got to nail the 3.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about going tight end here, so I can talk about that openly. You can snipe me though if you really want to. Ron, Okonkwo, Michael Mayer, Tucker Kraft is kind of interesting. Even if, let's say, Luke Musgrave's the guy that he's still got at least playing time. Who do you like, Ron?
I would actually go. I would go Tucker Kraft. That's my pick.
I kind of feel like offense is great. Why not take a chance? Third tight end. So it's not something.
With the late round.
Here.
What, Ron?
Chig let us down last year. I think this is going to be his year.
Yeah. You know what? Let's give Chig one more chance. Chig Okonkwo, let's do it live. Levis, feed him. Feed him. I got enough Kraft. I'm okay. I'm okay doing that. And then I need an RB. Does Tebow need an RB? Well, actually, I picked before Tebow anyway.
So yeah, no, you picked before me. I do need another RB. I'll go with whatever slop's left over.
I was gonna take Mitchell, USOB.
Well, hey, I can at least go to bed at night and sleep peacefully knowing I at least got one of yours.
Let's find out. We'll find out real quickly if someone in this draft is he's gonna snipe me. Then we know they're one of us because he's down there a ways. But Tyrone Tracy Jr. for New York. So who asked me the question about the New York Giant running back room? I forget who asked me that. But
that was me.
Okay, who's me? Who's that?
Bob.
Tyrone Tracy Jr. is kind of intriguing. Smitty, you can put the draft in night mode to help your eyes. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was on the fly, bro. I didn't have a chance to set it all up. You're right. You're right. I should have did that from the start. I really do love night mode. I had to go into a different browser. I had to this is much cleaner. You're right. Thank you for reminding me. That does look a lot better. A lot better. But we'll draft in browser mode going forward. This is better. It's a better setup, and I can go to full screen, and it just looks nicer. It looks cleaner. And I can even break out this draft. You know what I can do? I can break out this draft and put it over here full time.
Yeah, you hit that you hit that grid, and it goes into the whole window.
No, yeah, I know. I'm just, as far as me setting it up, I think I can set that aside. I can set that aside. Let me see
I
here.
like the way you got it set up right now. It's pretty good though. Oh.
Yeah, what I'm going to do
when
is...
when are you going to do another Best Ball Mania 5?
Probably not now. Well, I don't want to say I won't do one right now again. My pick is up. Ooh, do I go Will Shipley or Tracy Jr.? Anybody have a preference? Shipley's the backup to Saquon Barkley. I kind of like him.
I kind of like Shipley.
Yeah,
I think you could take on that potential.
Yeah.
What is it? Gainwell role.
Yeah, I like him. Okay, let me reset this up. This is how I'm going to draft next time, so everybody knows. Let me set up perfectly. Maybe we'll do another draft right now.
Okay, I'll try to hop on it.
Yeah, let's do another draft right now. So I'll do that, and then when I go to full screen mode, hold on a second. There we go. So this will be perfect. This will be perfect. This will be a great setup. Someone tell me this isn't better. It's definitely better. I just need to have a code Smitty on here. Underdog Fantasy code Smitty. Okay. So this is how we'll do it moving forward. For drafts. That way I can switch from this screen to this screen back and forth. You guys can see it now. This screen to this screen. It'll be a much cleaner look. I don't know if you guys can check that out. Let me know if that works. It's a pretty good setup. Okay. Who else is on the phone? We got Tebow. We got Bob. John S. Do you have any questions, bro? Have you already asked a question?
I already asked my questions, I think.
All right, code Smitty. Let's put this on the screen this way. Code.
I mean, you think...
Yeah, do you have further... Go ahead.
Do I have what?
Do you have further insights on the Tracy guy out of Purdue? I don't know what round he was drafted, but I saw he was like 6'1", 200-something pounds.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like him. As I just said a minute ago, I really think he's an intriguing prospect for sure. I don't honestly know what his playing time is going to look like. No one does. And, sometimes we think, like, for example, Tank Bigsby, we thought he was going to be good, right? Or could be used, could be a threat. He wasn't at all. And that's kind of the way I think everybody should be looking at to be quite honest with you. That's the way everybody should be looking at these backups in not so much the Corum case, because we know Corum's good, but Braylon Allen, even Jalen Wright. Jalen Wright, as much as I loved him, he did not have, he was facing like 4-man fronts constantly in college, and there's just not he's good. I like him a lot, and if he takes anybody's job, it'll be the Mostert role. But there's a chance that even Corum could be Tank Bigsby, and that's it. So everybody's freaking out over nothing. I like Corum the most out of the backup running backs, but this whole notion that he's now getting 50% of the work is just nonsense. There's first of all, McVay does like to use one running back and work them into the ground, and that's a lot of people's like beef with McVay. So why is he going to all of a sudden just start pounding the rock with Corum? Kyron's proven. If he's going to break him, he'll break him and then just move on to Corum, if that's what people really think. Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty, guys. Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. So get on over to Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. Let me see if I can grab this.
Are we gonna hop in another one?
Yeah, we're gonna jump into another one right now. So Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. Let me drop the link. Let me just get this over here. All right, go into the Best Ball Mania. Click on enter, guys, the green button, Best Ball Mania. Click it now. I'm going to wait about 5 seconds to account for the YouTube delay.
I'm in. Oh. Waiting for 7 more. Let's roll. Let's see what we get. Are you in, Ron?
Yeah, Ron, are you doing this one?
Come on, Ron.
Yeah,
that way we can fight over Steelers.
That's funny. Oh, I got the number 2.
I got the 5. I got the number 9. Thanks. I'll take the 9.
Let me see if this setup is still working. Hold on. So there's
Vinny
the
got
draft.
the turn.
What, Ron?
Vinny
So,
got
Ron, you're...
Oh, yeah, I got the turn. Benji with the 199 hauler. My boy Benji dropping it. Thank you, Benji. Benji says, 12-team Superflex, would you take JSN or 2.4 plus 2.6? I'd take JSN. I think that's good value. You don't know what you're getting at 2.4. JSN still could be like an elite wide receiver fantasy 2, I think that's really good value, bro. I like that a lot. You guys agree? 2.4, 2.6. You don't know what you're getting there. I mean, those are good picks, but I'm taking JSN. Anybody disagree?
I'm not a big JSN. You are.
Anybody? Bueller? Anybody else?
I'm indifferent on JSN. I'll take him from time to time just to mix it up.
Well, for that value, what are you thinking?
I want him a little cheaper.
I think 2.4 is pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, the draft began. There we go.
So, Ron, you're in the 2 hole.
Bijan, bro.
You what?
Huh?
Okay, who's Sativa? Or Savidia? Excuse me. Sebastian, right on.
Yeah,
okay, you did Bijan.
Ben, thank you for the super chat. Benji, thanks for the super chat. Okay. Chris from Vegas. Hey, Chris, did you know I'm going? The Scott Fishbowl thing's on again, bro. I'll be at everybody listening. Ron, I sent you a DM on it. June 28, June 29, I'll be in Vegas at Circa Sports. I might be staying at the D. One of the two. I mean, they're the same. Basically, across the street, they're the same company. But I'll be at the D or at Circa Sports. But everything will be, all the live streams will be at Stadium Swim and Circa Sports. So I'll be there the 28th and the 29th of June. I already have like 5-6 people just from my story post that are saying they're in, they're down. Denny says he's going to go. Denny, if you're there, call in. So it went, hold on one second, then I'm going to circle the phone lines. I know a couple of you were trying to say something. Christian McCaffrey, Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson, Bijan Robinson, Tyreek Hill, Breece Hall, still falling very nicely. Puka, Amon-Ra seemed to fall back in normal place. Marvin Harrison Jr., he's going at 10, 11, 12 now. Guys, he's not even falling to the second round. That's insane. Okay, I'm going to go Gibbs here. And then, do I go A.J. Brown at the risk of losing all these wide receivers? Or do I go Kyren, double RB? Damn it. What do you guys think? A.J. Brown or go Kyren? I know some of you want Kyren, but...
Go Kyren.
I don't know. AJB's got a new offensive coordinator, so could work out.
I'm gonna go balance here, just because things are equal. And that's kind of my mantra right now. Is when things are equal, AJ Brown's definitely worth the 12-13 turn pick. When things are equal, take balance, just so you don't have to force things later. I love Kyren. I got tons of Kyren, but Kyren is falling. I'm gonna take advantage of Kyren falling in a number of other drafts. But
Garrett Wilson went round 1. That's crazy.
Well, he's around the 12-13 turn. That's where Garrett lives. So going one pick earlier. But Harrison climbing, man, it's moving Gibbs and Kyren down. Kyren normally falls, but I assume Kyren just got taken by... Who's at 10? I assume that's Tebow or... Who's at 10?
No, I took Saquon. But,
I'm sure 10...
Whoever took...
I'm sure 10's one of ours. Because that's Marvin Harrison and Kyren. And Kyren's been
stage 9, yeah.
Kyren's been falling, so I don't think this is a good depiction of Kyren's ADP.
I almost took MHJ with the 9th pick, but I didn't want to get blasted live on stream.
Yeah.
I almost did it, though. I almost did it as a 9-hole.
Thanks, Sick Nasty. Appreciate you, Sick Nasty, dropping a super. He says, where's Brooks getting drafted in 1 QB rookie? I would say like 7, 8, 9 off the top of my head, and that's amazing value. I love Brooks. If you got like a mid to late first rounder, you're sitting pretty for one of the RBs. That's a great place.
Bro, he took HN, bro. I wanted to go double running back.
Who took HN?
2.7.
Okay, Tyreek Hill and HN going. Yeah, he's stacking the Miami guys.
I wanted to go double hero RB. Let's go Olave.
Chris says he's down for Vegas. That's like 7 people now. 7 people we have just without even really announcing that I'm going there. Last year we had probably, I don't know how many subscribers we had back then, like 14K, 15K, 13K. I don't know. We usually are like doubling each year. So I want to say we're around 12 to 15. So as we get bigger,
hey Smitty, when is that going down? When is the Scotty Fish Bowl going down?
June. Well, the Scott Fish Bowl is like different times, different weeks. It starts off, but there's like live draft spots. And last year, Scott asked me to stream the Scott Fish Bowl live Vegas draft, because there's one Vegas draft. There's one like Ohio draft or something. There's a probably one in Canada. There's probably one. They're trying to make a live one in different locations, and so I streamed it.
You said you're going to be there when in June?
June 28 and June 29.
Is that during the World Series of Poker too? Is Wasson going on during then?
I don't know. I don't know about that. I know that the Conor McGregor fight, I believe, is that weekend, so it's kind of busy in Vegas because people will be there, watching that and all that.
Yeah, it could be interesting.
But I'll be there June 28 and June 29. Denny will be there. Denny was there last time. He shows up for a few minutes and says he'll be back, and he never returns. The next day, he shows up for a few minutes. I'm going to go get a drink. Never comes back. He was there for a sum total of like 12 minutes.
All you got to do is say Denny's going to be there, and I'm there.
Oh yeah, you'll meet him. He'll be the first. He'll be the first one there too. Like he was the first one there. You know, he's the first one there both days. But then he just. I don't like. That's the problem. Is I'm setting up. I'm doing stuff. I'm like Denny, hang tight. And then at the end, I'm hanging out with people, and Denny's nowhere to be found. I was sitting there with Veda, and then that's how I met Chris from Vegas's buddy Reebok. And I've never met Chris from Vegas. I don't think he was there. Sorry, Chris from Vegas, if I'm not remembering correctly. But his buddy Reebok, and then he brought Chris from Vegas onto the channel because he's unselfish and he spreads the word. So that's how we got to know Chris from Vegas. So Chris from Vegas is going to show up, and he's a Carolina Panther fan. He's not a Charger fan, by the way.
Is that our boy Ron Navy going double RB there with Josh Jacobs and Henry trying to bully us all?
Ron Navy trying to bully somebody? Come on.
I don't bully.
That's a great trio. Chase, Jacobs, Henry. I like it.
Yeah.
It's a good squad.
I'm happy for it.
Good squad, broski. Harrison is on Isaac. I don't know if that's the Isaac or one of our Isaacs. It could be. We got Michael Pittman Jr. going to Harrison. Tebow's on the clock. He's got Amon-Ra, Saquon Barkley. Very, very solid. He takes Laporta. He takes kind of the similar approach I took on the last draft. I love the Laporta value of round 3. Yeah. It's really good. MHJ Kyron. We'll see who this guy takes. I think this is one of ours. Yeah, we haven't met, but definitely hope to see you there, bro. And I should be able to walk. Ah, man, this has got to be our guy. This has got to be one of our guys, man. Harrison, Kyron, and Hurts. took my Hurts stack. Broke my heart. That's all right.
Hey, watch, he's going McBride on the turn. You know he is.
This is early. This is not good behavior by me. I'm going to go Kelsey, and then I'm taking Mahomes early, but it is what it is.
You're insane, dude.
Why is that?
Mahomes falling like round 5.
Yeah, but I'm not going to get him at the end of 5.
Yeah, he won't make it to the end.
So tell me I'm insane one more time after I show you my team. I just want to hear you say it one more time. Go ahead. What was it that you said? I'm insane, and I got Mahomes, Gibbs, AJ Brown, and Kelsey. I feel like a crazy man.
Devonta Smith was right there.
What am I thinking? Well, I stacked Kelsey and Mahomes. I shifted directions. I don't want Devonta Smith and AJ Brown. That's not a great.
Here. He doesn't know whether to go Devonta Smith or McBride.
Bro, Devonta Smith and AJ Brown isn't the stack you want. They're not gonna both blow up every week. They're gonna rotate. That's gonna screw you. Mahomes and Kelsey's the stack you want. I switched directions and I played chess, baby. I played chess. You don't. Who's even talking right now? Is it Bob or is it John? I'm not mad at you. I just want to know who I'm speaking.
That was Sebastian.
Oh, Sebastian. Sebastian, you think I'm crazy and I have Mahomes, Gibbs, AJ Brown, and Kelsey, bro? What's going on?
AJ Brown's knees are going to give out this year.
Well, they could, but someone's either on the toilet or they're like draining a tub or something. What is that?
Hey, you called it. I didn't know. I forgot to mute. Yeah, my foot was messing with me, so I was soaking it, and so I'm draining the water.
Okay, it sounded like a tub going.
It is a tub.
I just have now I just have visions of Ron Navy in the tub.
He's soaking his feet.
He's
soaking his feet while he's drafting with us. Oh, wow. What are you doing? Oh, I'm just drafting and soaking my feet, hanging out with the boys. What the hell's going on here?
Now you got to do work, Smitty.
Oh,
Now I feel like this is an episode of The Family Guy.
you working on a bunion?
No, remember I got problems with my nerves and my foot got cinched, remember, and still hasn't come back. So
Yeah.
my leg got really swollen because we went out. Me and my buddy went out tonight. And foot got swollen, leg got swollen, so I needed to soak it.
Crazy night. My buddy and I went out tonight. I had to soak my feet after. We had a crazy night. Oh, Ron, that's funny. That's the first time anybody's ever been drafting while soaking their feet, though, I have to say. That we know of, anyway. You never know, you know.
That's what you get with the Midnight Crew.
Midnight Crew. That's great.
Lamar fell all the way down to the 411. That's crazy.
Who is this again? Is this Sebastian again, giving his 2 cents?
I've never seen him fall that far.
Sebastian, am I still crazy with my team on the far right? The Gibbs, A.J. Brown, Travis Kelce, Mahomes. What team is yours, Sebastian?
Oh, yeah?
What team is yours?
Number 5.
Number 5? Number 5, Bijan, Olave, Josh Allen, T. Higgins. You really think your team's better than mine?
It's not yet, bro.
Okay.
Just watch.
Okay. Let's ask the chat real quick. Is and it's okay if people think his team's better. Is the team number 5, Bijan, Olave, Josh Allen, and T. Higgins better than Gibbs, A.J. Brown, Kelce, and Mahomes? I'm asking for a friend.
Nah, Smitty's got Sebastian beat.
I'm only giving you a hard time, Sebastian, because you said that I was crazy.
I kind of get on the best here, but I'm doing a separate one. But I had the
I'll give it
11 out of 12.
Wait,
No, but seriously, Lamar fell like almost a whole round later. That's crazy.
I'd rather have Mahomes at 37 than Lamar at 47, though. But that's me. I get Lamar. I get Mahomes is coming off a bad year. I understand that, but they're on a mission, man. They brought in Worthy.
No, Mahomes is better.
It's gonna be okay. So here we go, Sebastian Pacheco. Pacheco. He goes Pacheco.
Something like that, bro.
You what?
You got sniped.
Man.
Sebastian, you think you're hurting my feelings, but I really don't care about stacking as much as you think. But
no, I wanted the Kincaid Allen stack.
He wanted Kincaid Allen.
now I'm gonna snipe Sebastian because he said I was crazy. I'm gonna get my whole goal this draft is. Let's see, he's got Saints, Falcons, Bills, and Bengals and Chiefs. Okay, he didn't even have anything stacked, right? You're all over the place.
I was about to stack Kincaid one pick before I went. Kincaid got sniped. And James Cook back to back, but not that I was going to drive James Cook. I still like Pacheco better, but still, I wanted Kincaid.
Okay.
More than Higgins? If so, you should have just taken him then. Get your men. That's what I say.
No, I wasn't going to leave the whole round for Kincaid, bro. That's crazy.
I've got to decide what to do here. What's this guy got? This guy's definitely ours. Look at Marvin Harrison. Who is drafting at 10? Because he's sniping everything left and right.
Stage 9. Stage 9.
Man, you know what I might do here, because I'm at a point where what do you guys think of Rashee Rice and Hollywood Brown like together? Like, how safe does that feel? I'm tempted to do it in this. I'm tempted to do it in this particular draft.
Too.
6th round, perfect value for him.
I'm tempted to do it in this draft only. I don't condone it normally, but
Either that or Worthy. him. It's either him or
Your
Worthy,
first
but-
4 pass catchers are all Chiefs, dude.
No, he's got A.J. Brown.
I'm just gonna do it.
Rasheed Rice better get used to catching soap and when he goes to
Yeah,
jail.
he better. We'll put it on.
Bro, you crazy? You're wild for that, bro.
Okay.
He's not doing any suspensions.
Travis.
2025 guys.
Travis, you're live. By the way, this is my first Rasheed Rice drafting I've done all off season long. I normally do not take him, but I like the way that this is shaking out, and given where all these players are going, I didn't want to reach on anybody in too crazy of a fashion. I felt like I could waste this pick right here. It kind of wasted almost.
You always draft the criminals.
Well, I mean, even if he gives me 4 games or something at some point, it's best ball. So I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Oh, what the hell?
Travis, you're live. What's up, Travis?
Hey, John.
Oh my God.
Hey, mute. Whoever's talking in the background, mute real quick, and I'll come to you in 1 second. Travis, go ahead.
I don't blame you for doing, a cheap stack because, they always have the potential to be one of the best in the league. But I would actually maybe just to play devil's advocate a little bit, say like they might think they're on a mission, but are they really? Like, I know
so.
Patrick Mahomes is the equalizer, but they just lost arguably their best receiver, and they're going to be relying on a rookie and a potentially old tight end. I'm just to play devil's advocate, do you see a route where that could not work out for them?
Yeah, but
I'm wondering your opinion.
yeah, but I think
I'm not saying that because you're drafting them, because it's smart to draft.
No, I think
an underdog. But.
Yeah, I think it depends on what build you're making. Like in best ball, there's different strategies and you deploy different ones at each draft, and it's not like this is your like if I had one draft, this is back in the day when you played in 1 or 2 leagues, I don't think I would be trying all these crazy approaches. But this one in particular feels. This one in particular feels.
I'm not even saying in terms of underdog, anyways. I'm just in terms of like football, like
I think this one in particular feels pretty good, just because if they are on a mission, then this is a smash of a draft. If they aren't, then this one goes down. But that's like anything. That's like anything, especially if you are doing a unique stack. But I really think they're gonna be insane this year. Smitty, I feel you love KC subconsciously because last year you stacked KC. I do like KC. I mean, who doesn't like KC? They won the Super Bowl. Like who doesn't like KC? They just struggled all year and then popped back at the end. And I think they carry the momentum in, though. I really do. But hey, it's it's debatable. That's why Mahomes is going so late, round 4 or 5, because a lot of people don't necessarily know what to think. So it's not crazy at all to doubt him, but I think this team feels pretty cool.
I like that build for sure. Like I don't want you to take it as like I came on to like.
No, I don't care.
Team. I just out of the situation was being talked about, I thought I'd call in and just see what people thought. I know that's probably not a popular.
I don't know why. I don't know why it wouldn't be though. Like I'm a little shocked that more people, and you're not the only one. People are like, "What are you doing with this?" Like I'm surprised more people aren't like, "Yeah, stack the KC team. They're on a mission for a 3-peat, and they got everything firing on all cylinders coming out of the season." Like I don't know. I don't really get. To be honest, I'm more scratching my head. Nor do I care, because I love the fact that it seems like they're going to remain undervalued all year. But I don't get it. I mean, we've seen Brady go up and down, and we've seen Peyton Manning have a bad year. Everybody has a bad year. They definitely are not falling off by any means. So bad year is just that, a bad year. And they won a Super Bowl during the bad year, and they got it all back on track during the bad year. So I think what this move does with the Rasheed Rice, Hollywood Brown, Kelsey is it. And if I could add Worthy too, I would have, but he got taken over here at 7.2. But I would have probably taken Worthy. I would have taken Worthy with this pick coming up. I would have wanted to stack it just so I could have everybody involved. And I'm not so much worried about the Pacheco Mahomes stack because honestly, I think if Pacheco is balling, Mahomes probably isn't throwing as much that game.
Right.
But
Right.
so
Mahomes isn't going to be one of these like 80 catch running backs. So,
you're drafting their whole offense. That's the point. Easy 3. That's what a stack is if you're going to deploy it. And I'm not the biggest stack guy, but I'll definitely deploy a stack like that.
and like I said, I don't even necessarily believe that myself that they're going to fall off. I was just kind of just raising the subject to see, your opinion and just kind of see what other people thought too.
Yeah.
Because it is, it actually is kind of Patriot-esque where last year it took a guy like Ricky Rice, a rookie developing during the year to come out, that maybe we didn't expect to do as well as he did even. And now this year he's gone probably for at least several games, and they're going to have to rely on, either Hollywood Brown, a new guy, or a rookie to emerge and be a big receiver for them again. So
you guys like Swift or Jamison Williams more here? I hate
Swift.
I like Jameson.
Swift.
But I don't know.
J-Mo.
I'm gonna go J-Mo. This is the first time I've really drafted this many receivers after I've sharded all over the idea. But I'm not drafting the first 3 rounds. But this feels pretty weird. It is getting weird. It is getting a little strange. The build is increasingly more and more interesting. I definitely have the receivers. That's for sure.
You should be able to get a little value in later rounds with some running backs, right?
Yeah, I'm not a big Swift guy. I think Swift's gonna break.
I still like Roshan Johnson. I still think there's something there with him. He just didn't get much of a chance last year and banged up a little bit. But.
Another thing I love about stacks when you have your first 2 players, your first and second round players aren't even involved in the stack. Like I'm oversaturating with KC Chiefs, and I didn't even touch a KC Chief until my 3rd round. So
and you got 2 elite players.
Yeah, and so I think the whole point is
like
if the Chief offense goes down, let's say for 1 week, I still can win the week. Whereas if I was spending like 2nd rounder on Mahomes and Tyreek Hill was back in the day when they were together, you spent your 1st rounder on Tyreek Hill or Kelsey when he was a 1st rounder. Then all of a sudden, like the Chiefs have a bad game, you only have your 3rd, 4th, and 6th round picks to carry you. Like I have Jahmyr Gibbs, AJ Brown, and then I started stacking. You know what I mean? So like that's a whole different ball game. It's a really crafty.
I got sniped again. Keon Coleman went 2 rounds early, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, Keelan Coleman did get that.
Drafting together.
Yeah. It's funny, Chris. Yeah, Chris, I'll let you know the details on Vegas, but the details are as simple as this, though. I mean, not much is going to change. Friday the 28th, I'll arrive there and do my 8 p.m. show. I'll be there a few hours earlier, and I don't know where they're going to set me up. Probably in one of the cabanas at the pool is what they did last time. So I'll be there for my 8 p.m. show. I'll be in Vegas Friday. I'll do a graveyard show in Vegas probably after I eat with Miss Smitty and we hang out a little bit. But I'll try and hang out with people after my show and everything and during the show and whoever comes by. And then I should be able to get people in on the day of the draft into Stadium Swim. There might be like a wristband purchase to get into the pool area. I don't know what it is. I imagine it's like $20 or something or $15 to get in. I don't know, because you can watch all the TVs, so they have to like charge a head count because I think the fight will be there. Stadium Swim is so cool. I want to watch like a week of football there. But I think I can get people in to the day of the Scott Fishbowl draft Saturday, and I'll be live streaming the whole draft or a big chunk of it Saturday My computer overheated last time, and then I had to use my phone, and so I don't know if it'll be the entire draft uninterrupted. It might be part 1, part 2, or part 3, or something like that. But that will be the day of. So I don't have any other details, and nothing's going to change. The June 28th, I'll be there at Stadium Swim Circa Sports Downtown Strip, and then that's June 28th and June 29th. So that's all I can.
Mitchell or Curtis Samuel?
I guess equal.
Samuel. I'm just going with the stack. My 5th receiver.
You gonna get them to give you a discounted block of rooms for people that come?
They're like almost sold out. So I don't think they're gonna offer any sort of. I'm gonna see if they'll give me some sort of discount code or a contact that people can reach out to, but they might be so busy that week they're not necessarily even needing that. But yeah, I'll find out.
Tough with it's the
I'll have
going
a
on.
sleeping bag.
You what, Ron?
Floor.
What?
I'll have a sleeping bag. I'll be sleeping on your floor.
You could sleep in the sports book area by the couches. You'll be fine. You could soak your feet right in one like a bucket right at the bottom floor.
Okay.
You'll be fine. Let's see here. Yeah, this guy right here. These two guys have been sniping everything. I wanted Zach Moss there. That's the hard part about drafting with you guys. Is like I would have so many great picks right here to go. Like, I'll take Tajay Spears, I guess.
Javonte.
Not
like Javonte?
No. Took Tajay. I'll go JD5, I guess. Definitely I'm light at running back, no doubt about it.
Yeah, bro, you sniped them from me.
No doubt about it. Very light. Yeah, very light RB room.
Said he's after you. He's going to snipe at you every chance he gets.
Yeah, the pick number, the Kyron, Hurts, Devontae Smith, Kyle Pitts, Trey Benson, Keon Coleman. That's somebody from our channel, no doubt about it. It's like every pick. It makes it fun though. Like, I don't mind it, but it makes it hard to. You definitely have to.
To sharp track for sure.
Just got to go with the flow.
Can I ask a question quick, Smitty?
Yeah.
In Dynasty, I have Olave as one of my receivers, and I'm trying to figure out, who I could trade to upgrade my running back room. I know you like Olave, I love him, so it'd be hard for me to trade him, but do you fear that he's stuck in the Terry McLaurin, DJ Moore category where he just doesn't have the quarterback play to be that top, 8 wide receiver?
Yeah, I'll definitely be pulling for him, but yeah, I'm definitely afraid of that. It's definitely where he is right now. Rattler helped.
I may be able to get something really good for him because people are very high on him, which I am too. But
Rattler helps a lot. At least something that's intriguing. But it doesn't necessarily mean we're gonna see it play out right.
You think about doing like a Olave for like a Saquon Barkley?
Maybe something along those lines. I'll read my receivers real quick. For anyone who has a suggestion, let me know. I have the 1.1, so I'm going to take Marvin Harrison. I also have Olave, Jaden Reed, Nico Collins, Drake London, Josh Downs, Jordan Addison. So I have a ton of wide receivers.
Oh, you got potential.
Yeah. So and then my running backs are I'm thin. I have Bijan and Achane, but besides that, I have James Cook and Keaton Mitchell, and that's it. So definitely looking to upgrade a little bit.
Trade one of those receivers in.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So I was just wondering.
This is the pick of the night, the 11th round. T.D. Striker's take.
My board went away. What in the hell?
Wow, I like your team, man.
My board just vanished on me. When I was working on just. Son of a B. All that, you guys saw me tweaking that board the whole way it just vanished.
Yeah. Case Brown or Shakir? Ooh. Whichever position
Remember?
you need.
Cincinnati now.
Dang it. I had to do all that over
Yeah,
again.
if Moss gets, especially if Moss gets hurt. But I think Brown's going to give a shot anyway.
Take the stack. I'll be done drafting receivers. I already got 7 of them.
This is the most wide receivers I've ever drafted in a draft this early on. And I can't believe I got to redo everything that I just did. It just like vanished.
Puff the magic dragon.
How'd them feet, Ron?
Again.
So,
Only Ron Navy. Ron, are you gonna try to come out to Vegas, or is that an impossible feat for you?
Not an impossible feat, but I don't have nowhere to stay. You won't let me sleep on your floor.
I don't think Miss Smitty's gonna.
I was going to say, I don't think it was Smitty.
Think-
Really? Wouldn't accommodate me being the highest ever super chatter?
I mean you.
Wouldn't let me sleep at the bed?
I don't think Miss Smitty's gonna. I don't think she. Yeah, I don't think even Denny. Denny asks all the time.
Well, that's because Denny would never let me get to sleep. Denny would just talk all night.
Hey, Miss Smitty. Hi. Miss Smitty, you awake?
And then
what are you talking on? The person.
I'll chill that. It'll all be about that. Yeah, I stayed with Smitty and Miss Smitty.
Smitty and Miss Smitty.
Remember that?
Oh, I'm on the clock. Damit. I go Chase Brown.
Dotson. Gotta get Dotson stacking.
Am I really? I'm gonna go Charbonnet. I gotta hit some home runs.
Damn. Not a bad pick.
I definitely don't have a great running back crew, but this is like the definition of like hero RB that I'm deploying. No doubt about it. Like this is a total hero RB team. So here's my squad so far. If anybody is curious, Mahomes, Jaden Daniels. It's hero RB with Gibbs, Tajay Spears, Chase Brown, Zach Charbonnet are my running backs. I got A.J. Brown, Hollywood Brown, Rasheed Rice, DeAndre Hopkins, Jameson Williams, Travis Kelce. I've drafted better teams. I gotta admit, like it's fun to try this stack out, but I don't love this team.
Hey, if
like,
you're gonna do 150 lineups, you might as well get crazy every now and then, right?
Oh, that's definitely what I preach. I think
Yeah,
people
but he ain't do
You what, Ron?
I said you're not going to do 150 lineups.
Oh yeah, I will.
You're going to try to max it out this year?
I'm 100% maxing it out.
3750.
Yep.
Maxed out the last 2 years.
I will max it out. It is.
I thought you were going to max out the weeklies. That's the one I thought you were going to.
I mean, I might max out both.
Wow. Smitty going large.
We're doing it. We're going to be large and in charge this year.
Well, I'm spread across a couple platforms, so I'll probably do about. I'll probably do
I knew I
about
was
75 BBMs.
Too much money.
What, Ron?
I said I knew I was super chatting you too much money. You're just maxing everything else out.
We're dropping it. All right. 1 second. Let me.
You should have asked for a bid there, Ron.
Should I ask for what?
A vig. Like when you say, hey, if you use it for a thing, hey, give me a percent.
All right. Let me get this here. Hold on 1 second, guys. Who I added somebody a while ago. I don't think I even called on him. Sebastian was the last guy I added. I think somebody else hung up. Sebastian, do you have anything? You've been sitting there kind of quiet ever since I reamed you for saying my strategy last time.
I actually need help with the Dynasty team because I got overwhelmed with like talent, and I'm trying to divide and conquer. Cause I don't know. I'll tell you right now.
Overwhelmed with talent.
Yeah.
Like that.
Enlighten us. You let us be the judge if your team's overwhelmed with talent. You leave that up to us.
Yeah.
No worries.
Are you going to tell us the team, or do we have to, guess?
I'm pulling it up right now.
Okay.
No, I'm pulling it
Yeah.
up.
Can I tell you already? You're crazy. That's a crazy team.
All right. I got Bijan, Kyron, Achan, Gibbs, and Jacob.
Bijan,
Whack.
Kyron, Achan,
I'm almost like, okay, back to it.
Gibbs, Achan, Gibbs.
How?
Is this one of those bar sheets where you go in and you just select your favorite players? Like, come on,
No,
bro.
it's the Dynasty League.
Come on, bro.
And then I got
There's no one.
I got
There's
JJ,
no one gonna
Puka.
finish. Everyone's quitting the league.
Are your league mates above 6 months old?
Yeah, is this at the nursing home where like three of the league members aren't even conscious? Come on, bro.
those leagues. I got Kyron and
Hold on, Sebastian. We're not done. We're not done roasting how unlikely this team is. If you like, there's a certain point where it's like, oh, we're proud of you, or like, dude, you're like, you went overboard to the point where like, it's not even like you don't even get props anymore. It's just like you're playing with corpses, bro. Like when you have a good team, you get props. Like, wow, nice trades. You have literally like the top like 6 running backs. But go ahead, hit us with the receivers. Better be a great guy.
Yeah, I got JJ, Puka, and Garrett Wilson.
Chase.
He's playing in a league of 8 people.
JJ, Puka, Garrett Wilson,
And he's 3 of the team.
Bijan Gibbs. Like, that's just too much. Like, you don't even get props at that point. You don't. No one's gonna be like, good job. They're gonna be like, you were literally like asking grandma and grandpa and the dead uncle to play in this league, and then
You ready for the quarterback room?
sure,
Oh, shit.
enlighten us.
And Mahomes is my backup.
Is your back at Mahomes? Is your back? Who's your starter? Jalen Hurts? Yeah, Jalen Hurts. Yeah, I figured. Okay, so what's your question? What possible question could you have for us in this Mickey Mouse 2-man league with dead grandma?
Right? 2-man league.
What do I do? Because like, But like, what can I do?
Nothing. Apologize for even bringing this up and wasting everyone's time.
You just wanted to read the team.
Yeah, you're not. And the flex didn't even do anything for you because everyone's like, no one's like proud of that. No one's. That's complete. Anybody like? Let me just say this. No offense. If this is really like your parents are in this league, I feel bad. But like anybody that stays in this league is not. They're like, what are they doing? How many marbles are they missing?
4 years up front.
Actually, a family league is the only excuse.
I'd be ashamed of you if you didn't.
That's what it is.
If you didn't win this league 3 out of the last 4 years, you need to quit.
They can't flex with a family league, though. I understand why you're in it. I understand why you play, but you can't flex with a family league.
How many? Can you at least be honest with us? This is not a 10 or a 12. There's no way. It's an 8. You may be an 8-man league.
No, it's a 6.
A 6, okay. At least you're honest.
Okay.
Yeah, we're pretty close. Yeah. That's what I said.
Can I admit something here real quickly? This is the look. I've been doing this. How many years have I been doing this now? I think this is my YouTube channel 5 years. I think this is the 5th year. It might be the 6th. Is this 5 years? I think it's the 5th year. This is the first time on the show anybody's ever called about a 6-man league.
And a family league.
Actually, it could be a disappointing team for a 6-man family. Maybe it's not that good.
Hey, yeah, no, it kind of let down now. If the 6-man league, do 8 teams make the playoffs?
No, it's 4.
You should just have a championship, right? 6-man
league. Hey, Sebastian, let me just tell you this, pal. There's nothing you could do to that team, good or bad. It's just like, it's just set. The only thing you can mess up is like you're starting the wrong guys each week and you lose the league, and then it's just like there's nothing to trade, bro. You got Bijan Gibbs.
Should I release Mahomes to make it more fair?
Release Mahomes.
Should I release him? Should I release him to the peasants?
I mean, hey, what I would say, get Marvin Harrison Jr. if you want a real answer for me, and then I'm moving on because you're wasting people's time. Go get Marvin Harrison Jr. and just keep adding to it. Go steal him away from Aunt Edna for a second round.
Smitty is. He actually gave you advice.
Yeah, he tricked me into actually wasting people's time.
I'll check Puka from.
No,
I just want to know: do you do the drafting for the other players in the league?
Yeah, you probably did. You probably drafted for somebody, didn't you, bro? That's a good point.
I pitched them.
Somebody, how many? Hey, Sebastian, you've been very honest with us, and for that I give you a tremendous credit. You could have said 8-man league, but you put your balls on the table. You said it's actually 6. So, like, what an honest guy. I really appreciate that. Answer me honestly. How many people auto-drafted during this inaugural draft?
2 of them.
Yeah. I would guess that.
2. 1/3 the league. One-third the league. 1/3 the league auto-drafted.
Who in your family is
He may be the only person in the league.
2 out of 6. Oh. Man, can you imagine? Hey, guys, we need a majority vote in order to pass.
Little does Sebastian know he's the only one managing his team.
We need a majority vote in order. Basically, we're going to change the rules this year. Whoever got first place gets the 1.1 rookie pick. We need a majority vote. If you aren't present, it counts as a yes.
Wow. I got Puka and Kyron for free, bro. Like, how do you beat that?
I know, I guarantee you, there's somebody on your waiver wire that's like unreal. But anyway.
Wow. Hey, in all seriousness, I have a serious question. What do you think the first team's doing? They haven't drafted a tight end. They drafted like 4 or 5 wide receivers in a row, then 6 running backs. is that even a winning strategy? I feel like that's nothing.
I don't even know what you're asking, to be honest. Would say it again? I don't understand. I'm still crying.
What is the first team doing? They drafted like 5 wide
receivers. In this draft. Okay, I thought you were okay.
Yeah.
In this draft, the first team, they're doing that stupid wide receiver. Like I kind of did a little version of that before, but like I don't like this wide receiver approach. It's no offense to anybody.
He's doing a jag stack.
It's not even like
he's doing a jag stack.
Look, Brian Thomas Jr. Oh, hold on the clock. Damn it, man.
I don't like the Malik Neighbors at 3 pick. I'm more keen now.
Not a big fan of that team.
Hold on a second.
He's got Nico Collins and CMC. That's crazy.
That I like because that's going to be a unique build. But I would have probably gone different with the 3 and 4 picks. And then I understand 5 and 6. He's trying to go a jag stack for sure.
Man, these running backs there's no one. I'm at a timeout. Okay, so real quickly, I was gonna say, look, I'm not like opposed to somebody trying something new too, right? Because of what I just said. If you're gonna go like heavy wide receiver, just try it out. Like I'm all good with that. But like when you're literally wasting picks on, I'm not saying Christian Kirk isn't good, but that's part of this like surplus of wide receivers are Brian Thomas Jr., Christian Kirk, Keenan Allen, Malik Neighbors, and Nico Collins. This team walking out should have like Debo, like take the gamble on a Diggs or a Mike Evans and a Cooper Kupp or something. Like if you're gonna go this crazy wide receiver from this one slot, you better have those kind of wide receivers. Again, not crapping individually on any of these guys, but this team does not have the wide receiver room that it should have because the running back room is going to be, hurting, or at least the quarterback room, which it is Trevor Lawrence, the tight end room definitely hurting. And then you've got, McCaffrey, which is hero RB. You're kind of fine there, but this does not match up. This is not. And if anybody's drafting from this team, I apologize. I'm not trying to crap on the strategy. I'm trying to help you. The second team, Jamar Chase, Jacobs, Henry, Lamar. This is Ron, right? Roma, Dunze, Addison, Worthy. That's good. Jonathan Brooks was fantastic value. That could work out well. That's good. I mean, he's got balance. That's a balanced team. That's good balance. I like balance. Third team, Lamb, Ayuk, Diggs. Not my cup of tea to start like that. And I especially don't skip out on running back in round 4 and then continue to go down that route. And now you got James Cook. And I like the Stevenson pick. And some might like James Cook and Stevenson. I personally don't like James Cook, Evan Ingram. It's not a bad team. I mean, it's solid considering the approach that I don't like. The fourth team, JJ, Debo, Waddle. See, there's a team that if you're going to like go crazy on a position, at least there's 3 big names that I believe could maybe do it justice, right? You get Trey McBride. I hate the Dalton Kincaid, Trey McBride double after you just skipped running back for 5 straight rounds. But Najee Harris is a great running back to put into that crew. And then you get Kyler. Like, this could work. But I don't know that I'd be doing the double tight end after all of that. I'd try and... But that's not a bad team considering the hole they put themselves in there because they got Kamara, Najee, Connor, Kyler. It actually worked out rather well considering. 5 slot, Bijan, Olave, Josh Allen, T. Higgins, Pacheco, Cooper, JSN. Some good balance there. I don't love Higgins myself, but this is a good team. It does have value. I think Olave is tough, like Travis said earlier. It's a tough player to rank this year. I think round 2, it feels kind of scary ranking him in round 2. Tyreek
Can I
and
say something about the number 4 pick?
You what?
Really quick. Can I just say something about the number 4 team real quick and about how they built?
Yeah.
I just think like when you're doing a lot of drafts, I think the one thing it's just when a lot of people are trying to say, hey, build a Kyler Murray and a Kyler Murray team, they're usually pairing it with MHJ and Trey McBride. What I like about his team is that he's going to be a very unique team in that he has a Kyler Murray, Trey McBride paired with JJ, Debo, and Jalen, which makes it pretty unique.
Yeah, the stacking's so much more fun and less risky when it doesn't touch your round 1, your round 2, and in this case, round 3 even. That's why I love, the stacking I'm doing over here. I got Mahomes, I got Travis Kelce. I don't love my team, just in all honesty. My other team is a lot better. But I tried this approach out. It didn't fall quite right. I think when you do something kind of extreme and you do it with a like-minded group of people where there's sniping going on, it can really backfire. And then you think it doesn't work. But if you tried it alone without a bunch of sniping SOBs like you guys, I probably would have landed somebody instead of Hollywood Brown that I like better. Then I wouldn't even stacked it. I would have landed somebody better than Rashee Rice. I would have landed somebody better than so it just goes on and on and on. From this 5-6 pick, Achane, Hill, Evans, ETN, Andrews, Joe Burrow, very solid, well-rounded team. Breece Hall, Devontae Adams, DJ Moore, Cooper Kupp, Terry McLaurin, George Kittle, Deontay Johnson. See, this is Caleb. This is where it gets a little overboard. I like it, but like at some point, I mean, you got Devontae Adams, DJ Moore, Cooper Kupp. Do you really need to continue? Like, isn't it smart to kind of poke around at those other positions? Maybe, I don't know. It's a good team. I mean, McLaurin I like a lot, so maybe it works out. Deontay, not a huge fan, but I get some people are believing he'll come around again. But I'm not a huge fan of that team overall. Puka, Drake London, Michael Pittman Jr., George Pickens, A. Richardson, White, Rashad White, Zamir White. It's a pretty good team considering. I don't mind it. Not my favorite approach, but it worked out pretty well considering. So it's a pretty good job there. This is my last 2 picks here. Damn, I went so heavy. I need a backup tight end. Crap. I'm gonna timeout. And then I need a wide receiver, most likely. James Hyatt. You guys like Demarcus Robinson still?
I think he's got
number 3 there. Yeah.
I still like him.
He'll have a good couple spike weeks.
He had a really nice run last year.
Yeah.
He's like a top 15 wide receiver for like over a month.
9 slot. Amon-Ra, Saquon, Sam Laporta, Tank Dell, Jaden Reed, Monty, Jordan Love, Watson's good team. I think that was one of our guys, right? Who was that?
You should have taken him.
Who is it?
Tebow.
Nice. It's a good team. Good balance. I like it.
Thank you.
Tank Dell round 4 was great. Marvin Harrison Jr. Here's a sniper, whoever this is. Sniped the hell out of everything I was going to pick. This is the disadvantage of drafting with your boys. It doesn't, like, my team looks shitty to me, not because it was bad drafting, but because all of my plans were foiled. So Marvin Harrison Jr., Kyron, Hurts, Devontae Smith, Pitts, Ridley, Benson, Coleman, Goddard. Nice team. I like it a lot. Garrett Wilson, Jonathan Taylor, DK, Zay Flowers. I don't like Zay Flowers in round 4. I discussed that the other night. I forget who was that with Sebastian, or who was it that calls in, and was that him? I always forget who it is.
It's a late 4th.
Is that you though? Where you were the one that called in about Zay? Okay.
Yeah.
So Zay Flowers. Is this your team, Sebastian?
No, I'm pick 5.
Okay.
He's number 5.
Bijan.
Okay, Bijan alive. Okay, yeah, your team was pretty decent. I didn't mind that one. Okay, Zay Flowers, Joe Mixon, Walker. It's good. This is a decent team. I don't hate it. Okay, my team, I'm going to be completely honest. Jahmyr Gibbs, A.J. Brown, Travis Kelce, Mahomes. I couldn't have started better. I know I got a comment by Sebastian saying that was crazy to go with those 4. That 4 is pretty hard to beat, to be honest. I think it's probably the best 4 in the entire draft. Jahmyr Gibbs, A.J. Brown, Travis Kelce, Pat Mahomes. I think, the stack that I try to deploy, I don't necessarily regret it because looking at all the snipage, like where I took Hollywood Brown, that was the 60 pick. So it goes down to Rashee Rice and then across from Kenneth Walker to Ridley. There's not a lot here, like there was a lot of snipage that put me in a dry spot where I probably normally wouldn't have been with these 2 picks. So I mean, what could I have done? Walker would have been a thought. Maybe Calvin Ridley and Walker instead of Hollywood Brown and Rice. That's a way I could have went. Rashad White maybe. Joe Burrow, Rashad White. I thought about that.
Yeah, but you were trying to do the KC stack though. So.
Yeah, I don't mind doing it. I almost went Najee early just because I knew he wouldn't come back to me, but I didn't want to mess with his ADP too much. But maybe I should have.
Take your players is what I say. I'm going to be heavy on Najee this year.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Who's your favorite team, Smitty?
I mean, Cardinals and Bills are the two teams. That's where my roots are. So
For the draft.
But of course, I mean, I'm in Arizona, so. But I'm
talking about the board we just did.
Wait, what?
The board that we just did.
Actually,
I don't know.
Actually, do this, Smitty. Who do you think the two teams that will advance from this? Because this is the rim. Who do you think the two teams that will advance?
Oh, he was asking what teams drafted.
Oh, the two teams. I got you. I'm sorry. You know, team 4 is not. I at first I was gonna say I didn't like the double tight end situation, and I kind of don't. But like they pulled it off with the Najee, Connor, Kamara.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say team 4 is kind of in the mix. I'm not gonna lock them in yet. But team 4 is in the mix.
I like his build.
Bijan Olave, Josh Allen, T Higgins. That team almost got it, but I'm as much as I love Olave. Admittedly, right? We loved him last year. I still love him. I'm not a big fan of Olave and also T. Higgins together because I feel like one's risky enough and I don't mind it, but two of them together, I'm not huge on those two wide receivers there. So it had the makings. This team had the makings. Tyreek Hill, H-Han. I really like Team 6. I think Team 6 is probably in the mix. I mean, to get ETN, top 4 running back in the 4th round, Mark Andrews still has huge upside. Burrow was a fantastic value. Eckler and Mostert, I think Team 6 is in the top 2 spots. Brees, Adams, DJ Moore. I don't like the Puka. No, not enough RB support. I think Tebow's is pretty good with the 9 pick, but I'm going to say Tebow it's a race between Tebow and the 10 slot. Marvin Harrison Jr., Kyron, Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, Kyle Pitts, Ridley. I like that team, Benson. I like that team and team number 6. But I think Tebow is up in there. I think my team would compete. It just depends on if Mahomes does explode and I get like one running back to help like Tajay Spears. Because on the far right, you can see my team. I mean, I got Chase Brown, Charbonnet, Spears. I went hero RB. It didn't work out quite like I wanted. I'm being objective. It's not a top 3 team. I need something wild to happen, and it could. But I don't. If I could do it over again, I'd still do this build. I just think I would have got better picks because I wouldn't be sniped.
You're in a good spot if one of your handcuffs hit.
Yeah, I don't hate the team. It's definitely like an intriguing team. Like, could that team win? Those teams win all the time, But I would say team 6, team 10, and then I think, team 9's in the mix. I think Ron Navy's team's. Sorry, Ron. I wasn't trying to ignore yours. Ron's is pretty good too. If Ron's is from the which one is Ron? Ron's a 2 pick. If Ron gets a Dunze or Worthy or Brooks to pop big time, then.
Yeah.
And again, he's got a lot of options for it too, like a Dunze, Addison, Worthy, and Brooks. And what else do you have downstream a little? You got Cousins, you got Elliott.
Penix with the last pick. I love that he went with Penix.
Yeah, that's good.
You got to do that.
I would say so I'm going to amend it because I'm not trying to just add Ron because he's on the phone. I'd say Ron and Debo are competing with the 10 pick to get that last spot. I'd say those are the top 4 teams. Ron, Debo, you guys are 3rd and 4th, but fighting really tough to get that 10 spot and 6 spot. That's what I would say.
Yeah, they got definitely the number 8 actually is also a pretty interesting build. Actually,
I was just gonna say team 8 or 9 if they're running backs hit.
You what?
Team 8 and 9 if they're running backs hit. are interested.
Yeah.
Team 8 is too risky.
I'm gonna do some best
like
ball.
Mike Wilson.
I'm gonna do a lot of best ball videos this year. I know. I said I was gonna do more than I have. It's just the draft took a lot of my time, but I'm gonna try and give the best ball space a little bit more variety in terms of strategy, because everyone's just cranking out this stack stuff and the wide receiver stuff. And it's again, if it all fell right, then I do like it. Like best player available makes me go Christian McCaffrey, Debo, Mike Evans, Cooper Kupp, then I'll do it, and I'll absolutely love it. And then you get Najee. Maybe you grab Najee a little early, and then you start building. Now you have Najee and McCaffrey, Cooper Kupp, Debo, and what I say, Mike Evans or whatever. Like that would be awesome. Like that is a great way to do it. But this whole where's the team that did it? We didn't have a team that did it as badly in this draft. But we've seen it before where it looks like team number 8 kind of did it the most, where it's all wide receiver. And there's and some of these best ball spreadsheet, Stevens will come in and be like, the best strategy in the whole world is to put a blindfold on and draft 7 straight wide receivers. Yeah, but he got McCaffrey, so it's it's a combination of it, but put a blindfold on and you draft 7 straight wide receivers, because he went McCaffrey. He's not following this like blind wide receiver approach. I hate it. I think it's just it's nonsense.
Me too.
To draft 7 straight wide receivers. I know somebody's landed with it, and that's why everyone's doing it. But I believe that you can accomplish the same thing by landing your picks. It just comes down to landing your picks too, and you have a more beefed up. Look, wide receiver, like team number 8. I'm not saying that can't work. It can, but to do it like 5 or 6 or 7 times in a row is just asinine.
I'll actually argue the point that unless you do it strategically, I mean, you look at all of the past winning lineups in all of these best ball tournaments, you can tell that it doesn't go wide receiver the first, 5, 6 picks.
But
at all.
people are trying to
fact,
suggest that, people are trying to suggest that it does in a lot of ways. You see a lot of people talk about it that way. And again, the one thing that I'll say is that even if a team won, like you got the big board, the little board, the Best Ball Mania, there's several different, big tournaments, right? Even if you took every one of those one winners and they happen to go wide receiver, it doesn't make me want to do wide receiver because, again, go against the grain and land your receivers, you're going to stand out. You're going to be an outlier. You're going to there's going to be a lot of, I'm telling you, a year from now, there's going to be people trying to be fresh and go against the grain on these strategies. And the problem is you have 8 or 9 people in a 12-team draft all going wide receiver, and you're bound to have a winner through sheer luck of injury. Like I said, and Ron almost had a team that could have won one of the years, and he had the Joe Burrow, he had the Hamlin game, and he lost, he lost all those players in that game. And so Ron his team will never be considered or talked about in all of this, right? And so you have this winner that won, and everybody just assumes that was the best team. Like there's a lot of things like in the Joe Burrow injury, Kirk Cousins injury, AR5 injury, like what did those teams look like? I'm just not willing to say because 8 or 9 people out of 12 are going to be so heavy wide receiver, the likelihood of those teams winning or a team winning is going to have heavy wide receiver. It's going to skew the data. Not entirely. Like clearly, if it's working, it's working. I get it. But I'm going to be the one person that's going to try and tell you, figure out a way to get Cooper Kupp, George Pickens. Let's say you do get a Marvin Harrison Jr. as well. But you're getting Cooper Kupp, George Pickens, and Marvin, and you're still drafting a Kyren. You're still drafting potentially a Jalen Hurts. You're still drafting that, and you come out with a much more balanced team. And then you smash the hell out of a Worthy. You smash the hell out of a JSN. You smash the hell out of a a rebound DeAndre or whatever, or Keon Coleman becomes an elite wide receiver. Ladd McConkey, Keon Coleman, Rome Odunze, Jordan Addison, you pop with a couple of those. Like, you get that to happen while you have Hurts and Kyron and these other guys, you're going to be better than the team that went wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver, wide receiver. I just don't care what anybody says. I don't care. I'll prove it. If it takes me 2 or 3 years to do it, I'll prove it. It takes me...
get a nice little mix in there. If
Balance.
you're going to do a lot of drafts,
Balance.
get a nice mix of different ways you draft. Some of them, if it works out, do running backs. Some of them maybe receivers. Some of them, just get a nice mix.
I think...
Because I tell you what, the more that you do these drafts, the more you do as you get in there, and I've noticed it, and Smitty even said so too, is you get in a rut to where you're picking the same way every single time.
You can't help yourself when you see Benson sitting there in the 6th, 7th round, and Debo knows what I'm talking about. And you're sitting there and you're like, he's there, I'm gonna get him. And then the next draft you're like, he's there again, I'm gonna get him. And you do it. But I'm gonna have it to Ron's point. I'm gonna have a video on what I've talked a little bit about is the brute force drafting strategy that, like, basically if you're trying to get into something, you brute force attempt it, right? That's what a lot of people do with trying to, like, let's say you're trying to get into whatever. Like, hackers use that. It's brute force attempt. Just boom, 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 boom until you get in, right? So brute force drafting to me is like, okay, in the best ball or the little board 1 or whatever, maybe in the first 2 weeks you're brute force drafting running back, and let's just say, and again, I'm very much best player available, but I'm just trying to give people an example of trying different things out. Try brute force drafting over and over and over running back for 2 straight weeks. Then the next week you're going to try the wide receiver. But to what Ron's saying, it's so true. You get into a rut. I think it's important to get different variants of the same team. Just like when you fill out an NCAA bracket, you make a really good bracket and you're like, oh, the only thing that bugs me is this, like, fork in the road here. So you do the same bracket and then you change that fork in the road, and then you do that same bracket and you change that fork in the road here. And you kind of buy into one bigger thinking of the bracket. And if you miss on it, you're going to miss all of them, right? But if you hit on the general thinking of the bracket and you get those little variants, you're going to have a higher likelihood than anybody to win because you have the right idea and you have all the different variations that could maybe get it off kilter. So that's kind of the brute force approach for me, is that if I believe in a certain theory or whatever, or let's say it's Bijan drafting time, you load up on your Bijan drafting to a degree. You don't force it at 1, you don't force it, but you draft all your Bijan shares in the little big board, and then you move on the next week or two to different approaches. But I think there's a real importance of replicating what you're doing multiple times on top of each other with different variations. That's kind of the way I look at it. But if you're only doing 20 drafts, you couldn't afford to do it, or you just don't like to do it, or whatever, you don't have time to do it, then my best advice for somebody doing 20 best ball drafts, and that's all they were going to do, is variation and best player available, and making sure you don't put all your eggs in one basket. That way you have different variations of everything. Because if you do take Benson every time and he doesn't get in there, like look at Jalen Wright and Braylon Allen. Those are really good rookie running back prospects. And a lot of us scooped up a bunch of these guys over and over and over. And then now you're like looking at your teams with those and you're like, why didn't I do a Blake Corum and Jalen Wright variant, which I did do a lot of. I have variations of all the rookies.
But I'll say this.
Hey, Smitty, I'm get off here. Buddy, take care.
You got to go?
Because niece from the Philippines is trying to get a hold of me.
Okay.
Call me, so I gotta take
right.
it. So
later
I'll
on.
talk to everybody later.
Yeah, I'm gonna
see you, Ron.
I'm gonna wrap up here real quickly. Tebow, final thoughts. I got to go anyway.
Final thoughts. I think one, it's a-okay to have player takes and hammer home on those player takes. Like values like the Najee Harris. To me, 7th round starting running back. Scoop that up all day long if he's available in the 7th, 8th rounds. The other thing I'm going to say is my 2 biggest predictions for best ball this year. I think the RB, and 1-2, if you get the right 2, is going to be a key to actually winning best ball this year. And don't sleep on rookies. They're actually going to play, I think, a more important role in best ball this year than any other year.
Yeah, I think the running back's more attractive in some cases than the wide receiver this year. I think that's going to be a big takeaway from people talking about 2024 in 2025. Like, hey, look at this team at one running back, or majority of the teams had balance. I really think that's going to be the biggest takeaway. But I've found that, not with you guys because I get sniped like hell, but I've found that if I'm drafting, let's say from the 11 or 12, and I go Jahmyr Gibbs and Breece Hall, because you can almost get that right now. In this draft, Hall went 7, and the other draft he went like 10, I think. So he's kind of all over the map. Or if you go Kyron, if you believe in Kyron like we do, so you go Kyron and Gibbs, or Hall and Gibbs, or whatever, and then you're not drafting with like-minded people like us. You're going to get DK and Devontae Smith, or DK and Tank Dell as your wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2. And the discrepancy between everyone else's running backs and yours is going to be greater than your discrepancy of Tank Dell and DK from their wide receivers. So try the running back a lot if you have a chance. It's a pretty fun approach when you're not drafting in our circle. But I will say that I don't like it. This is why I went A.J. Brown, to be honest. I don't like it when I'm drafting with all of you, because it does make it tough. I would have got Tank Dell and Devontae Smith, though. So if I would have went Gibbs, Kyron, I would have had Tank Dell and Devontae Smith. I do like that. But I still think my 4 were as good as you could have got. Gibbs, A.J. Brown, Travis Kelce, Mahomes. That was crazy good. Sebastian might not agree, but all right, Debo, we'll see you later, bro.
Right on, brother. Take care.
John S., you got 30 seconds. What's up, pal? Final thoughts.
My question that I have right now is, I want to know your thoughts on Joe Mixon.
Do you think, do you say this from a perspective that you hope he does well, right? I can kind of tell. Normally people don't ask about a guy they don't like. Do you feel like he dropped off last year physically, or do you think he didn't? Because it's okay if you didn't feel that way. I felt that way.
I mean, I felt that way, but now with Houston being I call Houston like the supermoon team, basically. They got Diggs, they got some nice weapons on the offense, and their defense is much improved. So I do think Houston, I'm not saying they made the AFC Championship game against the Chiefs, but that's kind of where I'm going with Houston this year. I'm adding Mixon into this as
I don't know.
I think it's really
I kind of feel like Mixon. Where do you go in this draft? It depends on his ADP, bro. So Mixon.
ADP is 58.9.
Yeah. So he went in the 5.2. I don't hate that value. So let's look at the RBs. The only thing is, do I want Mixon at 5.2, or do I like Pacheco? Oh no, he already went. So Pacheco already went. So 5 point, yeah. No, 5 point, not 5.2. This is 5.11. I'm sorry, 5.11. He went at 5.11. Do I like Kenneth Walker more? Probably.
Probably, because I think Seattle's going to.
I hope
run the ball more.
Do I like Monty a little more? I think a little bit more. I do. I think he's going to be okay. Do I like Rachaad White more than Mixon? I do. Do I like Kamara more? No, probably not. They're about the same. Do I like Najee, who was in round 7? Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I like Najee way more than I like Joe Mixon, and Joe Mixon's like more than a round above him. So at the end of the day, I gotta say no. His ADP, Mixon's ADP is too ridiculously high. Give me Najee over him 100 times out of 100.
I'll tell you, I couldn't get in your best ball mania, but the first 4 picks, I had the 11th pick, and I got Gibbs. Then I took Williams. Then I took Devontae Smith and got Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, man. Appreciate you, bro.
I also got Mixon and Najee Harris. Yeah, Najee Harris at the 86th pick.
All right. Appreciate you, bro. Who am I talking to? John, right? This is John?
Yeah. Yep.
Good job, John. Call in tomorrow, bro. Later.
Yeah.
Sebastian says, I think this is the last time I'm drafting with the stream. He doesn't like that he got sniped, I think. Right, Sebastian? Is that what you mean?
Exactly what I mean.
Yeah. You know what I found, though?
What
if you approach the draft just a little bit differently, sometimes it can be advantageous, but like there's been occasions where I'm like, I'm going to draft entirely different, and then I've landed a really good team in the stream. So I think you just got to be like mindful of that while you're drafting, but it's still fun. I mean, I get it, especially if you're only going to do so many drafts, but a lot of people would rather draft in the draft on the screen in the live stream, be a part of the show. Some people are, like to be low key about it, but whatever. I don't hate your take. I get it.
Yeah, cause I'm gonna do all 150, so I probably want to try to hit on all of them. Cause Mahomes is like slipping for like round 5. He won't even make it past round 4 on the stream.
Yeah, but that could be advantageous if you go a different route, is what I'm saying. I've killed drafts on the stream before, like in weird ways. You just gotta be prepared for, like, everyone's gonna go early, so someone's gonna maybe fall.
Yeah, definitely did fall.
All right, Sebastian, later, bro.
Later, how's it going?
He's gotta go. He's gotta go steal some players away from his grandma right now in that league. Bob from Cali, final thoughts, my guy. Bob?
You're on mute, brah.
Bob? Hello, Bob. All right, well, Bob's not there. Bob, appreciate it. If you're on mute, we'll see you later. Travis, final thoughts.
Yeah, in Dynasty, right now, would you prefer Olave or Nico Collins?
Olave, but God, it's.
That's who I lean.
I love both the players, but I don't love drafting them right now. I hate second round value for both of them. So the answer is neither. Even though I love Olave, I love, we have a button for him. I haven't pressed it in a while, and I hope we do start hitting the hell out of that button coming up here this year. I really do. I'll be rooting for it. I'm not rooting against it by any means. I think two players that could really bounce back and be what we thought they could be if their situations like evolve will be Kenneth Walker and Olave. There was a point where Kincaid fell off and he rebounded and became what we wanted him to be. So I'm really hopeful one of those guys, returns to the form we believed that they once held. But I don't know, man. Give me Debo over both those guys because of how much work he gets. But there's injury risk there. Give me a receiver later, not in round 2. Give me the running back. Give me Jacobs. Give me Achane. Give me, I'd even consider taking Josh Allen at the turn right there at let's say 24 instead of forcing a Nico. I'm not saying that's a smart move necessarily, but it feels safer.
Yeah. I'm just asking. I have both of them on the Dynasty team that I've been trying to upgrade my running back at, so I'm just kind of trying to get different.
They're hard to trade though. Nico might be pretty easy to move. I don't think Olave is going to be easy to move. You know what I wonder?
I find people are split on him. People love him, and then people don't believe him.
You know what I wonder? I wonder if you could like. Does this league feel like it's going to last forever, or is it kind of unsure?
Yeah, we got a pretty good group of people.
Okay. Part of me wonders if like you go after a Tyreek Hill and just say, "Give me 2 years, Tyreek. Let's just do it." You know?
What for Nico?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm set at wide receiver. That's my issue is running back more than anything.
Well, what are your wide receivers? Maybe move one of the other ones.
So I have the 1.1, so I'm going to take Marvin Harrison. I have Olave, Puka, Jaden Reed, Nico Collins, Drake London, Downs, and Addison.
Who are your RBs?
RBs are Bijan, Achane, Javonte, Cook, and Keaton Mitchell.
Bijan and Achane. Who's your quarterback? 1 QB or 2 QB, and then who's your tight end?
It's 1 QB. I have Dak, Fields, and Anthony Richardson. And then at tight end, I have McBride's my tight end. I have Ferguson too.
So, just thinking outside the box here. Nico for Hill. And then Olave to get Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts. and then I mean, think about
an elite QB.
You what?
Like upgrade to an elite QB.
I mean, I'm not saying Dak didn't play elite last year, but I don't trust that.
I have Richardson as well.
Oh.
But
yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I really like my team. I just not sure about the running back depth because if for some reason, and I believe he will work out great, but if Achane got hurt or they do some weird committee thing, then my RB2 spot is probably James Cook.
While I love Nico, I would with your team, I would take Hill and win a couple championships. I just think that there's a time and a place for a dynasty owner to say, you know what, let's run toward the sun. And your team is so stacked for the future, and people are so scared to hold on to these older players. I would say, you know what, I'm taking Nico, I'm running toward the sun, and I'm going to ride Tyreek Hill till the wheels fall off. And when they fall off, your team's still solid. You're going to pick up another, you're going to get that Frank Gore Jr. off the waiver wires or something like that. And then, boom, you have that replacement. You don't even miss a beat 2 years from now because you're on top of it. You're so set at wide receiver that you're like looking for the gems and everyone else is scrambling, and then you land it. So that's what I would do, man. Too many people are afraid of these old dogs. Like even Travis Kelce, you have McBride, so I wouldn't do that. But in the case of somebody not having a great tight end option, and then like you just go for Kelce right now, people are going to sell him low. But that's how I'd approach it with your team.
And so, with the running back spot, would you just roll with that, or would you be looking to solidify that spot a little more? I know Bijan and Achane is really nice, but beyond that, there's not much there. Like, would you consider if I couldn't get a guy like Hill or a bigger veteran wide receiver, would you move Nico to get a running back?
How about Benson? Move Nico to draft Benson.
To pick up what would that be, like the 1.8 or the 1.10?
I wouldn't risk it 1.10, but like I feel like 1.7 would get it done. But you don't know. Like, what if Benson takes the job before your draft? Like if you're drafting really soon, I bet the 1.7 gets it done. You might want to just be safe though. But if like you're drafting a while from now, he could be like a glorified running back 1 or not. I don't know. But like Benson for Nico or Benson for Olave, someone might say that's too much to pay, but I don't care. I really, really like Benson. I think it's a fantastic job to have
like you
in
said,
Arizona.
I am dealing from depth at wide receiver right now.
Yeah. I mean, you got Puka and London and then one of those guys. If you could trade one of them.
Draft Marvin Harrison.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot about Harrison. If you could trade one of them for Hill and one of them for Benson, no one's going to touch you. I mean, you already have a good enough team, but that's what I would do. I'm crazy, though. I love going. Tyreek Hill is such an attractive go-get in Dynasty right now because people start thinking really weird right now.
Yeah.
Unless the guy loves him, then you're not going to get him. But make sure your approach is good. Make sure your approach isn't, hey, what do you want for Tyreek Hill? It's you talk to him, you say, what do you have? You inquire about another player in his wide receiver room that's not Tyreek Hill, and then you get him to say, okay, well, who else do you have? The most important thing in a trade is to get the person to tell you the name, because subconsciously they're telling you they're available. They're telling you they're immediately selling you. You say, who else do you have? They won't list him if he's not a trade asset. And if he says from the jump, hi Hill, but I'm not trading him. Well, you weren't going to get him anyway. At least you know where you stand. But you make them say Hill. Tyreek Hill. I need to do another updated trade video on this because this is very important trade negotiation 101. You say, oh, I want Jalen Waddle. You don't want Jalen Waddle. And he's like, yeah, he's young still. He's blah, blah, blah. And then you're like, who else do you have? Like, well, I do have Hill. And you're like, well, but Hill's old. Like Hill, I mean, I think he said he's retiring no matter what after 2 years, so I don't want him. And then you're like, well, what would you, if we were to do a Hill trade, like, what would you want? And that's how you start it. That's the trade negotiation right there.
So the guy who has him, he actually won the championship last year. He has McCaffrey and Hill and Debo. He doesn't have a ton of depth, though. There's Flowers. But besides that, there's not a lot of depth. He won the championship with Flacco.
He might be let it coast kind of guy too, based on that team. I don't know.
He might be, or he might be looking to get younger.
Yeah.
Maybe
tough to say. Coming off a championship, sometimes you're like, I'm not touching it. But yeah, he might be like, okay, time to move. But I mean, Nico's pretty good. I mean, if Nico's a second rounder still in redraft, he's got to be near a second rounder in Dynasty. Maybe he falls a little bit, maybe he doesn't, because like Neighbors moves up, Adunze maybe moves up ahead of him. It's not that Nico's dropping in people's minds. I don't love him in round 2 anyway. But maybe other people are just moving up and it forces him down. But like he's still got good value. I don't know in Dynasty, a Dynasty startup right now, I don't know where Tyreek would go. I think McCaffrey's going to go at the end of round 1, top of round 2, because he's McCaffrey and people are going to be like, give me a win. But Hill, I don't know. I don't know if Hill would go out of round 2 or be right in the middle of round 2. I think we need to.
I wonder where people would draw the line at with wide receivers, especially with like line up the wide receivers. How far down the list of wide receivers would people go before they took Tyreek?
The problem is that a lot of people are gonna. The problem is a lot of people are going to draft differently and without a whole hell of a lot of ADP data, and we're coming out of an NFL draft, so like it's all over the place right now. We have no cemented in, dust is settled ADP data, and with these landing spots, all the rookies mess with everything. So if we're doing startup ADP draft data, where's Adunze? Where's Neighbors? Where we have nothing to go on right now. So I'm just gonna guess that Hill is a little higher than Nico still, but maybe you throw in something like second rounder or something. It's crazy you're giving up something, but you just never know. But I definitely that's the route I go. All right, Travis, you got to run, but DM me if you got any other stuff on this. All right, later, bro.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Marvin to the moon. On that note,
Hi. What would you like?
Footballs, please. Lots of footballs, please.
Coming up.
He's Marvin, he's 11 feet tall, and he loves to consume the football. He's Kyler, he's 4 feet tall, but Star and Marvin will answer the call. They're Kyler and Marvin.
See you all tomorrow. Appreciate everybody. Live when big news breaks. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Deuces. Hit that thumb up button on the way out the door. Appreciate you all. Who's going to be the first 12-foot tall person? They just keep getting taller. I think Marvin's the highest. I don't know. I mean, maybe like 2 or 3 years somebody will be 12 feet tall. I don't know. But Marvin's probably grabbed the highest height. Somebody's got to be 10. It's probably going to be Benson. He's Benson. He's 10 feet tall. And he wants to run the damn ball.